Alright, hello everyone. Today we're going to be repotting this Haworthia Truncata, which is part of my collection. I started collecting about a year and a half, 2 years ago, and over the last few months I've been repotting all my Haworthias because at the beginning when I first started, I started using just cactus and citrus soil, which was mostly soil with a little bit of pumice and other stuff. But what I've found, and you'll see on this, is that if you just use soil, it gets compacted and then the roots can't develop properly, so they most of the time create a circle around the pot and they can't go down. So as you'll see in other videos that I've posted, this should be the same situation. So let's get started. So the top dressing that I'm using is 1/4 inch red lava rock, which I buy from a guy in Florida who has a company called Bonsai Jack. And he sells red, black, and other soils and rocks that you can use for your Haworthias. Here's the old tag. So this one isn't too bad. The roots look really good. They're starting to grow right now. So actually looks really good. Just remove dead stuff. One thing I also like to do when I'm repotting the plants is I like to look for, as you can see here, this root's really healthy, okay? And what's amazing about this plant is you can take this root, put it in its own pot, and eventually it'll start growing one or even more plants out of it. It's a game of patience for sure. It takes a long time, but if you have the opportunity and the roots like this here look pretty healthy, you should be able to take one of them and get yourself a separate plant eventually. So that's what we're gonna do today. I'll show you. Clean it up a little. That's probably not the best thing to do, but anyways, here we go. So what you do is just gently grab it at the top and kind of wiggle it, and then you'll hear it snap. It's almost like a carrot snap. There you go. It's perfect. And there you have it. Now you have your plant. And then in a couple years, baby plants will start growing from the top of the root. And so I'll show you what I do now. Okay, so we'll start with the root. You can wash it if you want. It looks pretty good to me, so I don't want to damage any more of the roots. But basically what I do is I just take a new pot, What I'm using is also from bonsaijack.com. It's just a mixture of different inorganic rocks. It's got pumice, lava rocks. I think it has some monoclay, I think it's called, which is similar to akadama, which is what most Japanese people use for their Haworthias. I use some of that stuff too, but it's a lot more expensive. So anyways, I just let the little the top of the root stick out, and then I just okay. I'll do a little more. And I'm not putting any top dressing on these pots because this is just for growing right now, so there's no reason to make it look extra nice, I suppose. I did print out new tags, so this is the name of it. I'm not gonna try to pronounce it because with my accent I will butcher it for sure, but that's the name of it. And so just put it in there. And then the next step is I would just water it, kind of rinse it out, and basically I forget about it for a couple of years. You know, I'll look at them from time to time just to see how they're doing, but what I found after years of doing this is that the best thing to do is forget about them. They are survivors, and they seem to do very well on their own. Okay, so that's this one. And then we're just gonna repot. I guess you can call this the mother plant. So, same thing. Just take a pot. Now, I did mix this rocks with a little bit of soil, but just a tiny bit. I live in Southern California and it gets really hot here in the summers, and so the pot and the rocks will soak up most of the moisture, and so I used a little bit of soil to maintain some of the moisture. Now these are desert plants, so they don't need to be wet. In fact, it's bad for them to be constantly wet. So the combination of the pot, which will soak up most of the water, and the rocks with a little bit of soil, which I think this is just a little bit of peat moss. Not peat moss, I'm sorry, just peat. It should do the job. Okay. And I like to put the rocks up to the base of the roots. So just hold it like this. Okay. And because the roots on this plant are very thick and strong, you can see it's kind of holding itself up pretty well. You want to try to keep it above the rocks so that they don't accumulate water and rot away. Again, it's and then what we do is we just put the top dressing. In this case, I'm using black lava rock, 1/4 inch lava rock. And I've been trying different looks. The red one seems to look very nice with the green plant, and so I'm trying out this black lava rock to see if it accentuates the color of the plant. Okay, that should do it. Same thing. What I'll do next is I'll just give it a nice rinse, wash out all the dust and small particles, and then I just let it be. Eventually pups will start showing up on the sides. Let those grow and then you can take those out. But for now, that's it. So you don't have to take out roots if you don't want to have multiples, but and this is something I'm just now trying. I also do leaf propagation, which is when you cut one leaf and basically do the same thing but with a leaf. Now you got to be more careful with the leaf because you got to cut the leaf off at the stem by the root, and I'll have another video showing you how to do that. Thank you for watching.